Okay, so I snatched 140 kilos. I am very happy. It was very ugly. I'm very sorry, Anton, but that's what had to happen last night. So today's Friday. We've got a couple of sessions here leading up to Thursday's session. Some of you are probably aware that I took a big break from weightlifting for well over a year and a half. Started snatching again around February this year, March. Got back to 140 snatch, I think within like 12 weeks or so. A pretty decent 140. I was on my road back to 150 kilos. And then I broke my foot doing jiu-jitsu. So I had to take some time off from snatching for, I think it was like 9 weeks in total. Obviously had to reset it quite a bit. Got back to 135 within a few sessions, so I didn't lose much because I kept squatting and pulling as soon as I could. But 140 was just eluding me a little bit again, and it was becoming a bit of annoyance. It was becoming a bit of a thing. But all my numbers had suggested that I'd improved since that last time I done 140. It was multiple doubles at 130. You'll see here in the session, I power snatch 120 every week, and they're pretty fine 120 power snatches, if I do say so myself. But that 140 just hadn't quite had the right scenario for it, and I was getting a little bit perturbed by it. So you'll see in this session, I power snatch 120 kilos, but during this session on Sunday, I had been, for the last few days, been making some great progress on my elbow flexion. So my elbow extension improved hugely, and I'd kind of been getting a little bit of a hankering to do power cleans or cleans again. And honestly, it was from watching Gabriel do his cleans. I was like, you know what, I do like clean and jerks. I hadn't planned to add any in, but I was looking at the cleans, and I did a power clean last week. Hadn't done any in a year, and I power cleaned 120, and it kind of irritated my tricep tendon. The tendon attachment near your joint, elbow joint, is very sensitive. And I've been too much elbow flexion stretching, way too much. I knew it was too much. It was sore while I was doing it, but I was just being a bit of an idiot. Wasn't too sore. You'll see here on this Tuesday session we're watching now, as I'm snatching, there was no pain going into the session, but the elbow starts getting progressively sore, or rather the tricep tendon near the elbow gets very sore, and straightening my elbow or flexing my elbow specifically is even sore. We're talking around here on these 100 kilos, we're talking like 7 or 8 out of 10 pain. We're talking pretty sore. I'm not adverse to pain. As you know, I started squatting 10 days after I broke my foot. Pain isn't a problem, but this was pain where I was fully inhibited from bending my elbow. And I'm doing these 100 kilos, and I'm like, tonight's not the night for 140, I think, but I'm still trying to push it. I'm like, fuck this. If I can just get that 140, I'll rest up. When you inflame a tendon like that temporarily, it's generally okay. Like, it'll return pretty normal, especially when I knew the cause. I just pushed the stretching too far, and they're super prone to inflammation. So here I'm on 120, and this 120 is really nice. I'm very happy with this 120. It's very sharp. The elbow's pretty sore, but I'm like, 2 more snatches, just go 130, 140, and on 140, as I'm doing the high pull, my elbow's like, get the fuck out of here, Owen. So I cut my losses, and I just moved to pulls. I do a lot of sets of 140. As you know, I've been working my pulls a lot, which is very important, and I do multiple sets of 140. And I can't even brush my teeth with my right hand after this session because the tendon is so inflamed. So the next day I see my physiotherapist, my neuromuscular therapist actually, is not a neuromuscular therapist. And the Thursday session then, I'm just snatching, seeing how they're going. I miss 80 a few times, and then I just go to town on 140, and I do the ugliest 140 kilos I've ever done. I've snatched 140 maybe 100 times, and none of them have just been this ugly. But it just had to happen. It just had to get knocked down. There was just no way. Some really nice 220 kilo squats here. I just wanted to show you. There was just no way that I wasn't going to snatch 140. I was warming up, and I missed 80 a few times because my elbow was just so weird in the catch. Pain is reduced a lot. Still pretty sore, but it's like a 4 or 3 out of 10 now. And then as I was warming up for that 140, I didn't even think I was going to do it in that session, but I kind of wanted to do it in that session. And what I should have done was I stopped at the 120s, because the 120s were nice. They were pretty sharp, and I just should have stopped there. But I was like, you know what? Let's just go 130, 140. And this is something I don't recommend you doing. Those kind of attempts, in some cases, are valuable. In this case, it's worth it for me to get it done, because 140 isn't a lift that I'm outside of my physicality. It's something I can clean up, and as I'm training, it'll improve. I know it will from experience. If you've an all-time PB that's well within your capabilities. If you're newer to lifting and you're trying to snatch 90 kilos now, but you're a good lifter, I don't recommend you do sessions like that where you miss loads of times. But as you get more experience, there's a little bit of leeway there. And two of the best snatchers in the world, and I happen to be good friends with them, you know them too, Gabriel Sinclair and Clarence Kennedy, both 190 and 195 snatchers. I think Clarence is best, maybe 196. I've seen them in person do this multiple times where they miss a lot, and it's something I hadn't done in recent years because I don't really like it. The first time I snatched 110 kilos, I missed it 12, 13 times. So if it's a regular occurrence in your training and you're trying to be a competitive athlete, it's a terrible idea. But in this case, just wanted to snatch 140. I wanted to get it ticked off because it was becoming an annoyance to me. I'm not a competitive athlete anymore, so it's not a major concern, but I'm happy I got it done. Showed Anton, just was like, apologies, I will never do a snatch this ugly again. And he said, you're too slow. I'll send you some exercises to do. So a little bit impromptu broadcast from our usual video schedule today. Should have been a golf video today, but I just wanted to get this up because I like sharing my training. I know some of you like watching.